Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. Let's get started on today's show. So first up, I am taking you inside a FairHaven funeral home, and I will talk to two of their advisors about prearranged services. It's an interesting topic with important information to help you plan ahead. Then Shaffer Multimedia joins me in studio to share about their really cool immersive wall experience and interactive displays that they offer for events. And later, Blue Jacket joins me in studio to share all about the Fantasy of Lights event that's happening now that's fun for the whole family. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by FairHaven Funeral Home. I am outside of FairHaven Funeral Homes, which offers traditional funerals. They also have cremation services. They'll give you anything from a simple memorial to a celebration of life. Though this topic can be hard, it's so important to discuss because I'm going to talk with their advisors about pre-arranged funeral plans. Let's do it. And joining me now is Lisa Schenkel and Jill Jordan, who are both pre-arrangement advisors. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Okay, so let's dive in. We are discussing today funerals and pre-arrangement of funerals. And though this topic can be hard, we all know that we have to plan in advance because it's going to happen, right? So why not be prepared than be caught off guard? And you all are specialists in this, so I can't wait to chat with you. So let's start off by sharing. Can you tell me what is a prearranged funeral and why people should consider it?
So a prearranged funeral, when you sit down with us, it's all the information that your family would have to provide for us, and you have the option, typically people take care of the business side of it too, so that when they come in, their family just does exactly how you set it up, and they don't have to worry about making decisions or what people would think. It's just all taken care of for them.
Yeah, that's really great. So can you share some of the benefits of someone doing this in advance?
Yeah, there's so many benefits, and the younger the better, actually. So number one, coming in, your family is not gonna have to make any decisions. The day they come in, they're gonna have the, like I said before, they're gonna have the benefit of you being there really for them one last time. It's actually a gift for them. So making all those decisions for them. And then a big thing is, how are we going to pay for this? Most people take care of this so that their family doesn't have to pay anything at the time. They just sit down with the funeral director and they get to go with the flow, make no decisions, just verify information. A lot of times it's just date and time. So they make it really easy. When a prearranged funeral comes through, the family and the funeral directors can feel the difference.
Right, absolutely. And what does that process look like from beginning to end? If someone's like, oh my gosh, that may be overwhelming, is it really?
No, it's not. It's actually very simple. We ask you to carve out about an hour of your time when you come in and sit down with us. And it's 3 very simple steps. So the first step is where we collect your vital information. This is the information that the funeral directors will need when the time comes. So for the death certificate, obituary, information that might not be readily available to the family, so we get it down, get it spelled right, and it's there for your family when the time comes. The second step is talking through what you envision for your services, talking through our burial and cremation plans, have you make some selections accordingly, and then that way we can work up some pricing information, which leads to the last step, going through what your prepayment options are, and that's based on age and what your funeral amount is. And then from there, we can establish an irrevocable funeral trust is how you prepay.
Okay, and that sounds like a smart way of going about it anyway, because you can essentially have a payment plan, and so you don't have to it's already hard enough when someone passes away, but then have that burden of, oh my goodness, the cost, the expenses, the setup, the arrangements, all of that can be a lot. And so by doing this pre-plan, people can really not only choose what they want, but start to do it more efficiently. So that is so wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. That funeral trust really just ensures that what you want happens. Life happens. Today we're great. We planned for the future because we just don't know. And what this does, it takes all the question marks away. Whether it be bankruptcy, or if we need a nursing home, or even just assisted living. What we don't know is taken care of. 100% sure, this is life proof. It will move forward for your family so that they don't have to do any business, like as I said, that day. And just so much easier. It takes the question marks out of the moment.
Absolutely. And of course, with this being an option that someone can do for themselves, they can also do it for other family members. And so how do you recommend people go about approaching that subject matter in a sense of, should they have that conversation with the person that they're pre-planning with, or can they make arrangements without?
I think it's a great idea. I always encourage, who's going to be here the day that you're not here? Who's that going to be? Is it going to be, of course, your spouse? That's the ideal person to be with, or a child, or a friend. Families are all different, and people that we trust, we need that person to be informed, so there's no question marks. We set it up so that when they come in, they already know what the process is, and our funeral directors just take them through that. And there's a lot of peace to know that those moments are already taken care of, and you don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, that's really good. And what are some of the perhaps misperceptions that people really have when it comes to this process? Perhaps some questions that you're posed that you get frequently?
I think a lot of people think this is going to be a very difficult, emotional process, and it really isn't. It's very simple. I would say the hardest part is just picking up the phone and making that initial appointment with us. For an example, a couple coming in together on their own time, sitting down and making these decisions, really you're able to take the emotional component out of the conversation, and it's not so morbid. And what a relief. I mean, we've never had anybody say when they walk away, oh, we wish we would have never done that. No, they're so relieved. Again, it's just kind of a check mark off their list, and it's not something that they need to think about as they age. It's done. And it's truly a gift for their family.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And so what is the next step? What should someone do first in this process?
Well, we always say the hardest part of this process is making the phone call. Picking up the phone, calling us, taking an hour out of your day. If it's not just to get the information. Some people say, well, I don't want to because I don't know what I want. Well, then 100% call now, right? Because we need to advance that conversation. Sit down with us, let's talk about your options. What are they? Sometimes we sit down with people and they didn't even know all the options they have, and they're so grateful. They get to go back, talk to their families, let them know what their thoughts are, and sometimes their families get to ask questions too. Such a better time than after death occurs. So definitely a better situation for the family all around.
All right, well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And if you would like more information about FairHaven Funeral Homes, we'll be sure to have their website and phone number listed below, and we'll be right back. This segment sponsored by FairHaven Funeral Home.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
This segment sponsored by Shaffer Multimedia. Shaffer Multimedia provides staging, lighting, and event services for corporate events and not-for-profit organizations. They are audio and video experts serving our community for over 20 years. And joining me today is their CEO, John Shaffer. Hello and good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Okay. So you've been serving the community for a really long time and you offer so many services. So we'll dive into those. Start off by giving us an overview of your business.
Sure. So Shaffer Multimedia, as you said, provides anything under the realm of audio, video, lighting services, and we get into a lot of specialty services, I guess you would say, under that umbrella as well.
Mm-hmm. And so as the leader and the founder of this organization, I know that you had professional experience for a long time in this type of multimedia format, and then you decided, I want to start my own company. So tell me what really inspired you to start it and offer the services that you do.
Yeah, so I've been in the industry nearly my whole life. I had worked for a well-established company for 16 years and was managing their office. What I found as time went on there was just an increasingly amount of red tape and obstacles that I was running into in trying to get our clients what they really desired and what they wanted. So that was kind of a basis of it, as well as some other things. But I really wanted to concentrate on the creative aspect of the whole thing.
Yes, and speaking of the creative aspect, you really offer a lot of cool things. And I know that the hot item right now is the projections and the immersive experience people can have by what you display on the walls. So tell me about that.
Yeah. So projection mapping has been around for a few years now, but it is a very versatile and exciting way to not only provide entertainment, but to get across messages such as sponsorships and things like that. So without getting too technical, it's a way to conform the light of the projectors to certain architectural buildings and surfaces and things like that. You see this done at Disney a lot. Las Vegas does a lot of this. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And I know that you offer other services, including, of course, lighting. You have staging. You do the installations. I mean, you offer anything from a corporate event to a whole wedding service and situation when it comes to the decor and the interactions.
Yeah.
So kind of give us a little bit more of the rundown of the services, because I'm sure that you have so many more.
Yeah. So yeah, we obviously do corporate meetings, galas, celebrations, anything of that nature. We do also offer permanent installation services. And as you said, we cover the gamut from corporate shows to music festivals and anything under that realm. We do get into some weddings. The weddings that we usually get into are very different than your standard wedding. So recently we just did, for an example, a traditional Middle Eastern Indian wedding.
Oh, cool.
Lasted a week. We live streamed the whole services on a private server over to India, so their extended family could watch the festivities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
And so, just things like that they were looking for something not so standard on your wedding, so we were able to offer that.
And I can see what you mean about the creative side, because I know it's important for you to provide a one-of-a-kind experience, something that people cannot get anywhere else. And one thing when I was learning about your company is that you actually offer custom plans and custom budgets, and you really work hard with your clients to make sure that they get everything that they need.
We do. I like to try to get across that the company is large enough that we can handle these multiple aspects and these different large event type of details, but we're also small enough that you can call me and get me on the phone, and you're not going to have to leave a message and wait a week for me to reply. I am 9 times out of 10 always on site at the event that's happening.
Yeah.
So I like to keep my hands in it.
Right, yes, because it's your passion that you brought to your company.
Absolutely.
And so in the upcoming months, people who maybe have like a birthday party or some type of event, a corporate event, a wedding, they can start getting you booked, right?
Absolutely.
Out in advance. You can come and do all of the projections and the installations and all the good lighting and AV
Absolutely.
stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. So as I say, it goes beyond audio, video, and lighting. We can live stream events on private servers if that's required. The interactivity. We recently did an event where we had a 8-foot round circumference projected prize wheel. And so folks would come up, hit the button, the prize wheel would go, which was completely random. And they would land on a prize, and then fireworks would go off in the middle of the screen and things like that. You can do a lot of interactivity stuff again with sponsorships and advertising. So when someone walks by a wall or a surface, it can change and move to what they're doing and things like that. So yeah, we love doing that stuff. So.
Yeah, well, that's so great, and congratulations on your business.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing more.
I appreciate it. Thank you for
Yes.
having me.
And if you would like more information about Shaffer Multimedia, we'll have their website listed below, and we'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Shaffer Multimedia.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Fantasy of Lights is a wonderful annual event that takes place here in Fort Wayne. It's a favorite as you take your friends and family to view the beautiful Christmas light displays and activities that they have to offer. And joining me today to share more is Lindsay Lordy, who is the Director of Operations at Blue Jacket. Hi, good morning.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yes, okay, so this event is so much fun. I mean, you all go all out to make sure that everyone has an amazing experience. So can you kind of give us a rundown of Fantasy of Lights?
Yes, absolutely. So Fantasy of Lights is a labor of love for Blue Jacket for sure. It is a drive-through Christmas light display. In addition to the lights, though, we also have the Christmas market, which features Santa and free hot chocolate, as well as local vendors who sell snacks and decor and little trinkets. And it is still open all the way through December 23rd, so people still have time to come out and see Santa.
Yes.
And that is all included in the entry fee at the gate.
Okay, wonderful. But then the light display, people can view that through the end of the year?
Yes.
Is that correct?
So the light display is open until December 31st, so we run through the whole year. The event is huge, and what I think people may not know is it takes us 7 months between setup, the event, and then tear down.
Yes.
We employ 40 people to run the event.
Wow.
90% of those are Blue Jacket employees. So Blue Jacket's mission is just, we believe that no adult should have a barrier to employment. And Fantasy of Lights gives us a way to make sure that that happens.
Yeah.
So we get to employ our clients, we get to love on the community. It is just an awesome event for us all around.
It is, and you were serious when you said a labor of love, 7 months.
7 months.
And because there's so many displays, so how many different Christmas displays are there?
We have over 500 individual light displays that make up over 150 scenes.
Yeah, okay. And so the experience, let's break that down a bit. So people get in their car and they drive around, and they can either listen to music in their car, or you all have Christmas music playing on the outside as well?
We do. So as you drive through the display, we have a radio station, 91.7, that we encourage people to tune into. We play Christmas music, but you also get to hear from our clients who have gone through our programming and have benefited from it.
Right.
And they tell their stories, and it's just a really uplifting time.
Right, and touching on that a bit, so Blue Jacket is a nonprofit organization that really does help support the community and adults, like you said, through rehabilitation and just finding work. So can you explain the organization a bit more for us?
Yeah, so like I said before, Blue Jacket is all about employment. There are adults all over our community for whatever reason that aren't able to obtain or sustain employment on their own. And our job is to help them figure out what those things are that are getting in their way and then help them to mitigate them.
Okay. And through the market that you all have, you support local businesses and vendors in that way as well, because you have so many different assortment of people that come out and share their, is it crafts? Is it trinkets? Are they actual businesses that are brick and mortars that come out and set up a display?
Some of them are. So a lot of our vendors are home business run. We do have Summit City kettle corn out there, which if you haven't had it, is the best kettle corn in town. But in addition to that, we have someone who makes like home decor signs. They're gorgeous. And we also have a lady who does tumblers, and they're just the most creative things I've ever seen.
Those are hot items.
Yeah, it's an awesome opportunity for people to get out of their cars, kind of walk around, shop a little bit, see Santa, grab some hot chocolate. We have awesome photo op opportunities up by the market where kids can stand in this huge present and get their picture taken. It's just a really fun time, and there's a little fire pit out there so you can hang out, and it smells like Christmas, it feels like Christmas. It's awesome.
Yeah, and this is the perfect time of year. I mean, that is a tradition in my family. We would go and just look at Christmas lights on Christmas Eve and just, you know, enjoy it all. Just take it all in.
Yeah.
Okay, so if someone wants to learn more about the Fantasy of Lights, where should they go to kind of see the schedule and how much ticket prices are?
So we have a Facebook page. So Fantasy of Lights is on Facebook, but also the Blue Jacket website, so bluejacketinc.org, will tell you all about our organization as well as Fantasy of Lights. It's $15 at the gate, and you get the route and the market and everything for $15.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lindsay, and happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays to you.
And if you would like more information about Fantasy of Lights, we'll have their website listed below, and we'll be right back.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed the show. And remember, you can always rewatch episodes and segments of Living Local 15 by going to WANE.com and also by downloading the WANE app. And remember, it's never too late to live your best life, so start living it today. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow, because it's Friday. Bye-bye.
Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.